Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Diz Unplugged. I already messed up. Welcome to the Diz Unplugged. This is episode 1146 for the week of September 28th, 2021. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. They are experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. When you book with them, it costs you nothing extra on your trip, and you help support the channel and all the content that we produce. So we thank you very much. Yes, I am Rhino, and I am hosting today. And if Pete is the A team, and Denny is the B team, and Craig is the C team, then we are here today at the bottom of the barrel. And to join me all the way down here, Miss Teresa Eccles.
Bottom of the barrel.
Well, I was going to say not saying anything is going to play real well for that audio.
I'm speechless.
Yeah.
You just puts it in the Chip and Dale category, you know?
The Chip and Dale category?
Well,
like dancers?
The not Chip and Dale. I don't know. Move on.
We also have Miss Kathy Whirling over here, too.
Hi, everybody.
And Craig Williams in the back.
Yeah, see, I feel like, in terms of Disney, that I would start putting, Pete, as in not our Pete, but, Pete in the secondary characters. I feel like Looney Tunes has more secondary characters.
Right,
you got
right.
You got Bugs and Gang, and then after that, then you start dipping into, the big furry red guy that runs around scaring
Shaped
people.
like a heart.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of slightly take offense that I'm the D team. I don't know.
I didn't say the
C
D team. I
You
didn't
said
say.
something.
I said the bottom of the barrel. There's no alphabetical letters for us. Everyone took them all.
Craig lives in the barrel.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready to talk about something?
I
other than
guess.
the
I
weird,
guess.
sad little characters that shouldn't be here.
Well,
Chip and Dale are okay. That's going to be our discussion for later in the show, where the Disney characters rank. I feel like, but before we get into it, we have to do all of our normal housekeeping stuff. Really for me, it's just I want to remind everybody, all of our Patreon supporters out there, we will still be having the after show. Craig has already posted that on patreon.com/ the Diz Unplugged. No, patreon.com/Diz Unplugged. I'm sorry. And that is open for, you can see why I was picked for hosting today. So that's open for all Patreon supporters of any contribution level. So please feel free to join us after the show. If it's this ridiculous right now, I can't imagine what that's going to be like.
Well, it's going to be pretty crazy, but Rhino, so Patreon, that's one thing you could plug. What about the official sponsor for this show?
Dreams Unlimited Travel?
Yeah, Dreams Unlimited Travel.
I already said it.
You did?
Yeah, that's how I opened the
said it.
show.
I heard
I
it.
said
Yes, I heard
experts at helping you
it.
plan the perfect vacation. When you book with them, it costs you nothing extra
He
on
did
your
say
trip,
it.
Oh.
and you help support the channel and all the content we produce here.
Should I
See,
play
now
the
you-
intro now then?
Now you made him
The
say
Diz
it twice.
Unplugged. That's my best Denny. I hope you see that out there somewhere, Denny. Although I added the point, I was improvising. But as you can already tell, we are doing the new method. Pete has requested that we just kind of keep things a little loose and a little more conversational. Craig, you have your mouth open like you want to say something.
Yeah, we do have to mention a couple more things.
Please.
I apologize for goofing off there, but we have a couple things to plug, including Denny wanted to plug Magic Candle Company. Right now they are doing free shipping and the
modeling
15% off discount. And that's Broomstick Brew. It's supposed to smell like butter beer. I don't believe it does, so
no,
don't get
it's
ripped off on that one.
Chicken feet.
But
Wow, the endorsement is rolling.
yeah, Magic. Hey, listen, I bought 3 of their Halloween Horror Nights candles, and I love every single one of them. And
I've got
I
some at
hate
home I
candles.
like.
So
This just isn't my brew.
But that's all fine. That's all fine. But yeah, you get free shipping right now for a limited time and the 15% off discount with code DisneyInfo. So remember that. And then Pete wants to plug, this week they are not doing the Games and Dreams stream on our Patreon that they have done every Saturday and will continue to do on Saturdays. Instead, this Saturday night, he is going to give his first opinions on being at Walt Disney World for the 50th anniversary. He'll be doing that stream, I believe, at 8 p.m. He already posted the details on Patreon. But with that, it's going to be the early look at it. So if you want to hear his thoughts before you get to the Tuesday show, then you're going to have to sign up for that to hear that. But of course, we're still going to talk about it on our following Tuesday show a week from now.
I know he's staying at Fort Wilderness for that. Or he said it in the post. Sorry. Well, now everyone knows where he's staying. Great. I'll see you guys later. It was nice working here. But I want him to like do it out in the woods with like it's a ghost story with a flashlight and everything. It's October 1st. Those cabins better be fully decorated by this point. People decorate them themselves, for the holidays.
Do you think Pete's going to decorate?
No, I do not.
There's some touches around the house there, though, in the studio.
Yeah, there's a scary elf looking right back at me right here,
like
and
a troll.
I'm not talking about Craig. It's like a what are those called, Craig? There was like a
Those are
Goosebumps.
called the gnomes.
A gnome.
Gnomes.
Yes.
Famous cartoon David the Gnome when we were growing up.
Gnomes.
Gnomes.
Not to be not a troll, but a gnome.
A gnome. All right.
The troll, the hair goes this way. The gnome, the hair goes
It
this
goes.
way.
Is it like Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3 when he becomes emo? Is that the difference? So I guess let's get the Disney stuff out of the way, because I guess this is a Disney podcast, right? Do people have things they're excited to talk about this week? I'm just going to say mine first. It's not really exciting. I mean, it is exciting for some people, but I already said all these news stories on Saturday. So, but the Harmonious and Disney Enchantment, for anybody that can't be here for the 50th, is unable to get here but wants to watch it, those are being live streamed this week by Disney. So Harmonious is going to be streamed from Epcot on Wednesday. That is September 29th. That starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then the Magic Kingdom's new fireworks show, which is Disney Enchantment, will be live streamed on Thursday, September 30th at 10:15 p.m. I'm only just waking up at that time. But those you can watch those on the Disney Parks blog. And if the live streams, I thought this was just going to be like an after-hours live stream, but the Epcot, the Bargemonious, that starts like regular on Wednesday. So if you're here Wednesday or Thursday and you want to go see it, I think Thursday is going to be the sweet spot to watch, though, because I think everybody will try and go to the preview on Wednesday, or they'll be there on the 50th on Friday because they couldn't get into Magic Kingdom. So it's like that little sweet spot of Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, even Thursday could be bad too, because that's, Magic Kingdom does not have fireworks on Thursday. They will be live streaming, as you already mentioned, Disney Enchantment on that night, but Harmonious could end up being busy that day. But really, tomorrow night, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to Epcot for Harmonious and who is going to demand being at Magic Kingdom for the last Happily Ever After.
I think that's they had no choice, right? Yeah. They had to have done it, because there's only one nighttime spectacular playing, everybody would be like, well, let's go over and watch that. So
yeah. I have to be at Harmonious as part of the media event for the 50th anniversary, and of course I'm excited. No, I'm very happy that Disney invited us, and I get to have that first look with everyone else at Epcot. But I love being at Magic Kingdom or any park for the final night of fireworks. I'm not going to be there tonight for Epcot Forever. I went and said goodbye to that last night, and it was
back up. So you like being there for the last one?
Yeah.
Is it because of the fireworks or because of the people?
The finality of it all.
More the people. Like the Wishes one was. I did love Wishes, but I was really looking forward to Happily Ever After. But there was so much emotion in that crowd from people saying goodbye to the show for the very last time. I know, it's not like in the run up to it ending. Of course, there's many nights where people are like that, but on that last night, you have the people who just happened to be there and wanted to see fireworks, and then you have an even greater amount of people who want to be there for that moment. And the same thing happened for Illuminations. And that night, it was raining and it was disgusting, but the energy of the crowd around you was just palpable. And I know Happily Ever After is going to be very, very special. Epcot Forever tonight, I think people are just going to be like washing their hands and saying, whatever. Let's move on with it. But I mean, I've watched it a couple times in the past couple months, and even I'm starting to come around on Epcot Forever a lot and saying I'm going to miss that show. It really? It got, once they got rid of the kites and the wave runners and added more pyro in. If you stand in a spot where you can actually hear the speaker and it sounds good, it's actually a decent show until you get to A Whole New World, and then that just flushes it right down the toilet. But yeah, it's going to be an emotional week.
Tiring, yet fun.
Yeah.
I hope the new fireworks, the new shows like touch that spot that I always look for, that like it gets you in the feels, like it wishes to me that was, that did something for me, and so did Illuminations. But the shows that followed them, like except for the moment with Figment in the Epcot show, it's like, yeah, okay, it's like no. So I'm hoping the new shows have that message of dreaming and let's all come together. And
I have a feeling it's going to be emotional because of what we've just all came through and are still going through in the world, right?
I hope so.
So all that kind of, you're emotional anyway, and I think I'm just right on the edge of I will fall apart if they even mention anything slightly in my heart, to my heart. I think I'm just going to fall apart. I'm doing that all the time anyway, but. Rhino?
I mean, I...
You don't care, do you?
No, I think I'm like you in that sense, where like, have you ever seen the movie The Impossible with Ewan McGregor?
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I can't, like...
When they come together, he finds all his children, and oh my gosh.
You're just giving me goosebumps right now. It's also movies... Things like that. It's like Strangers Helping Strangers is something that always immediately cuts me right down, where I start crying. And that's what that movie mostly is. It's about how these people who they all went through this thing, but they all kind of came together to help each other. And so I'm like, yeah, if there's any of that bit in there,
if there's anything like that, I'll be a pile of mush.
Well, I hope they do, because it seems like they've gotten away from that. It's more like the happy. But they've forgotten like what put like Disney on the map as far as those little magical moments. Because I can remember like with Wishes and even Illuminations, it's like you have the power within you. You can dream or do and you're like, I can do just about anything.
If you truly listen to it, you're not just, ooh, look at the fireworks. But if you listen to the message, every time it takes me down. It doesn't take much, but like you said, even now,
I just can't wait to be feeling it, and then have somebody put their kid on their shoulders and not be able to see it anymore.
You know what, though? I am the biggest stickler for kids on shoulders. I am self-admitting on that. I do not have children yet, and I am sure I will eventually do it at some point.
A 6-foot-something man throw a child on top of your shoulders.
I'm sure I will forget. That's why I'm trying to get better about not really doing it. But I'm also like, I was happy to see at the Kylie and I on Saturday night, we went and watched Happily Ever After for the last time. And I will say, I think the message is starting to get out because so many people around us were just holding their kids normally at the same height level as them. And, I am a person. If you put your kids on your shoulders, I can see over you anyways. But like my mom is what, 5'2",
5'2", maybe.
So I'm always like, I do think about other people who are shorter than me.
So when your dad puts her on his shoulders, I don't fuss.
Yeah. But I'm always mindful of that. But I'll tell you what, it's like, just I don't know. I don't know where I was going with this. So
we never did that when the kids were little. Kelvin never put Stella on his shoulders.
No, we never did that either.
He would hold her up, or maybe, we'd figure out a way. But I can see wanting to do that because you want your child to have a view and see all of that. I understand that.
Well, the problem is, the reason why that happens, I'm not saying that the kid doesn't deserve to see it at all. The reason why it happens is because traditionally, as of years of late, is that we're all just crammed in there so much tighter than we used to be.
Right.
And so, with it being as many like adults as there are, then like when they keep saying move all the way forward, fill in all that available space, what happens is all the little kids can no longer see the show.
All they're seeing is legs.
It's not an
and
optimum
butts,
experience. Yeah.
It's.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy the view of a good butt in front of me as well.
Right.
But if you're there for the fireworks, I want to see both.
I want to reiterate, I was not complaining about it. I had a point that was about emotions and something special.
You were
lost
saying that you'll do it in the moment without thinking too. You were saying, I think you were saying you're not as harsh on them as you used to be, maybe, or something.
Yeah. Well, you got to think about those things, and I don't. I'm only harsh when. Remember the parade? The girls sat in front of our trash can.
Yes.
And kept pushing us back, and we kept pushing the trash can into their backs, and because they weren't supposed to be there, right? Mm-hmm. And we were there, and it really ticked me off.
Oh,
That's the one time I got mad at a parade.
Yeah.
oh, Craig was with me. I think you were with me, Craig, at Disneyland when we were outside of Small World, and we were literally the first people in the line. Like nobody was supposed to be in front of us. My feet
Right.
were on the line, literally, and we had been there like waiting for a long time. And I stepped aside whenever anybody needs to, whatever. And then a woman took her child and like pushed it through me,
Pushed it
yeah,
through.
and that's okay. And she was like, "Oh, the kid," and I was like, "Yeah, the kid can stand in front of me because obviously it's a child. It's a
But you're-
4 foot tall child.
Right.
They can't, I don't know." But then she shoved me and stood right in front of me, like pushed the stroller to push me, and then to get in front of me, and literally stood in front of me, and then like I'm holding my video camera, but I don't bring it above my eyesight,
Right.
and she like took her phone out and held it up in front of my video camera, and I was like, okay, I tried to be nice and let your kid do here, and of course I'm too nice to ever be like, excuse me, blah blah. But I don't want to be all negative about that, and I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I am sorry that I brought it up. It was I wanted to make a point that was emotional, and again,
Well, he's
I
getting
just
emotional.
completely lost control. But I do, before we move on from the fireworks, I need to actually naturally plug myself. Of course, watch Disney's live streams. Gross. I just realized what I said.
It's fine. It's fine. We're mature.
Nope.
Mature.
Can I go home now?
Yeah. I'm going to say every single person had a smile on their face at the table, so we're clearly not as mature as you think we are. But I do want to give a shout out for myself. Do watch Disney's live streams the night that they're happening, but of course I will still be releasing my fireworks videos as soon as they are uploaded and available to watch on YouTube. So it'll probably be sometime late on Wednesday night for Harmonious, and then late on Thursday night for Disney Enchantment. And I've still got to figure out all the details of where I'm filming, but I will promise that I will go out of my way to try to get the best footage possible. But the Diz will not be live streaming in those moments. Disney's going to have 19,000 cameras set up doing their thing. So pay attention to that, and if you want to wait for our videos, you'll be able to see them later at youtube.com/wdwinfo. Boom.
The thumbs downs are coming so fast. If people watching this want to hit the thumbs up button, that would be better
Really?
for my self-esteem. But anyway,
I knew it was coming.
who? Let's move on. What else are we talking about today? What do we got?
Kathy, you got anything?
You got anything you're excited about, Kathy?
Do I? Okay.
You don't have to. If you're not, that's okay.
Well, I was just going to say, I hope that Harmonious lives up to the barges, because the barges are ugly. And I know they have to grow on me, although they've been there for how long. I just hope they use them to their best advantage, that it does do something to the show that I go, oh, okay, now I see why they have all these things. But to leave it in the lagoon or lake or whatever we call it all day, it sort of takes away from the feel of Epcot.
It was funny. I walked through with Eli, and he hasn't been through since they put a single piece in there. And he walked in, and he was like, "What is in the middle of the water?" Like he thought a ship had wrecked or something. Like he thought there was an
Barge
accident.
collision.
He
What
He
is
wasn't like immediately like. He just looked over and was like, "Oh my God, what is that
happening over
giant
there?"
mass of metal?" And I'm like, "That's what it is. It is
That's
what it
what's
is."
happening.
But so let's be optimistic and hope that the water,
hope so.
it sprays and covers it up and does whatever it needs to do. Teresa, you just went on a cruise, huh? How was that?
I did. I would like to talk about Disney Cruise Line for
Okay,
a few
yeah.
minutes. I just got off the 3-night Dream yesterday morning. Reluctantly, they had to pry me off the ship and get me back into my car. But I wanted to talk about a lot of people have a fear of cruising now, and the new protocols and what's going on. There's a lot of information out there, and I think it changes a lot. But so I got on the Dream on Friday. Before you go on, you have to go to safepassage.com, put in all of your COVID and your vaccine information, which was very easy to do. And everything else is on the app on your phone, the Disney Cruise Line app. When you arrive at the port, it was very easy. I drove since I'm so close. I didn't have to take transfers or anything. And you just pull in. They do you do the COVID testing yourself in your car.
Oh, okay.
And then you park. You do that. You hand it back to them. A little dude with a cooler, like he was running hearts and lungs to people, would gather all the information in the cars and take them off to the mobile lab they had there for testing. And you go park your car, and we waited maybe 45 minutes before we got the email that said we were all clear.
So you wait in your car.
You wait in your car if you're coming by car. They had big tents, air conditioned like tents set up for people that were coming on Disney transfers or being dropped off or anybody else. But if you drove your own car, you wait in your car. And we sat there. I had heard stories of people waiting hours and hours, but literally we pulled in. Our check-in time was 12:15. We were tested and parking our car about 12:30, and about 1:15 we got the all clear. And by 1:30 we were about 1:30 we were on the ship. 1:40. I mean, it was quick.
So once you're approved, you go on the ship.
Once you're approved, you gather your items and you go into the terminal. I remember how it used to be inside the terminal where all the agents were. There's just a few there now. Now the agents are down on the main level before you go up the escalator.
Okay.
And that's where you show your proof of citizenship and your ID and all of that. And then you just go on up and into the terminal and wait for your boarding time.
I had a client who does not have a smartphone, and she was worried about doing the COVID testing. But somebody said there's TVs in the tents or something.
See, I didn't go in the tent, so
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure there must be in there because I did encounter. Well, I didn't encounter. I noticed one couple at dinner one time that did not have smartphones because you need your smartphone for your menus because it's all on the phone now. So you got to scan those. A QR code, is that what it's called? QR
Yeah.
code?
Yeah.
At the table, which we did the night before, during the day, so we kind of knew what we were going to get. But anyway, getting on the ship was very easy. There's no photo taking because you've already downloaded your photo yourself onto Disney Cruise Line's website. So they already have that. We got on the ship. Our room was ready by 2:00, I guess. And we just went straight to our room, dropped off our luggage, and then went up to Cabanas to eat. And again, it's not a buffet anymore. It's a I can't remember what they called it.
Is it like they break like family style? Do they bring it over to the table for you?
No, you still walk along to the little pods for the food, but they hold your plate until they're done filling
Cafeteria
it.
style.
Kind of yeah, I wouldn't call it. Yeah, they had another name for it, but it is like cafeteria style. The beginning of the line, they get the plate. You tell them what you want, and I was all about, well, am I going to because when you're serving yourself, you want a lot of something, you get it, right?
Yeah.
So, but they were very generous. If
Okay.
if I wanted more of this or that, they were very good about it. And you sat down. There was someone at the drink stations and someone bringing the silverware to the table. So you'd have to go up and stand behind this little partition thing, and you'd tell them what you want to drink, and they'd hand it to you. So
How did it feel crowd wise? Because I know the 2 times I've done one, I feel like that first day when you're there, it gets really crowded in that because
there was
everyone
no
goes up there to eat,
crowds.
right?
There was only because there was only 1,200 on our cruise, and the ship holds 4,000.
Oh, okay.
So it was not crowded at all.
Yeah.
And you can tell in all of the dining rooms that they've removed tables and spaced them out a little bit more.
That's good.
So, and one of the waiters or the servers did tell me that they've had a bunch of tables in storage because, they had to take them off the ship. So the dining was very easy. You're given a specific dine time, even though I had late dining. I think they staggered it. Mine was at 8:15.
Oh, so you don't all line
There
up
is
down
no
the
line.
hallway.
There is no line.
No?
Okay.
Do you sit with other people?
No, you just sit with the people you came with. So it was just
Okay.
me and Jennifer, who works at the Welcome Center with me here, and I cruise together. And so we sat, just the two of us, at a foretop. And I found out on the last night, our particular servers only were taking care of, I think, 7 guests total.
Oh, geez.
That's how, there was only 160 in my dining rotation for late dining. But it's going to vary. They said there's more on next week's ship, and then, it varies per sailing. But another thing I wanted to mention is remember when you used to go up into the terminal, they give you a little piece of paper, a little health questionnaire. Okay, that's done. That's on your app now.
Okay.
And it shows up. What?
I always hated the little piece of paper because everyone always lied about it anyway.
I know, right?
So,
So the morning of your cruise, it'll show up on the app, and it's five questions.
Okay, I was like, I don't know what it is.
It's 5 questions. It's the first one is something about, are you pregnant in this time frame of your pregnancy? No, obviously. And the other 4 questions were COVID related. And it was basically, have you been with anyone who, have you taken care of anyone that's had COVID? It was all COVID related questions, or fever. Do you have a fever or something like that? And just answer no to everything if that applies to you. And then that takes care of that questionnaire. So you don't have to worry about that at all.
yeah. Like back in the day, it used to be, have you vomited in the last 24
Yes,
hours?
It was a little
Have you
piece
had
of paper
diarrhea?
when you come up the escalator.
Oh, and it was always terrible because, like, when I would go when Corey and I would have to go down to Miami and Fort Lauderdale to go on cruises, the night before we'd go out and have a big steak dinner and probably drink too much. And I'd be like, I mean, technically I have thrown up in the past 24 hours.
I don't
but
think that's
not
one of them.
not because of I'm sick, because I just ate and drank too much.
All right. So question 1 is, will anyone in your travel party be pregnant 24 weeks or more during the sailing? Question 2, have anyone in your party had a positive COVID test results in the past 14 days? Question 3, within the past 14 days, have you or any person in your party had close contact or have helped care for anyone diagnosed or was suspected of having COVID-19? And 4 was about the same thing, and number 5 was about the fever and all of that. So it was just easy. And if you think you messed up, you can redo it. It's like, redo it on the app.
Okay.
Because when I got done, I thought, oh, maybe I didn't answer that last question right. And I wanted to check, but then I had to redo the whole thing. So anyway, that you do that the morning of your cruise. And let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Our servers, since we had so much time with them because there was so few people to serve, right? I want to shout out to my servers, Ray, the assistant server, and Jane, the lead server. These 2 guys were absolutely amazing. And yes, Jane is a guy. And they're from Thailand and Peru. And at one night, Jen was joking that he had time to cut her steak for her because there was no one else. He went away and he came back with his own set of silverware and actually cut her steak for her.
Oh, that was nice.
And of course, everyone was watching because she really didn't need her steak cut. But other than that, the spa was very easy. You make all of your reservations on your app for anything. All the appetizers and all the meals and everything is on there. And when you get off the ship at Castaway, you have to do a virtual queue. When you're ready to get off the ship, you go on your app, you get in the virtual queue, and they tell you what time you get off. There was no lines getting on or off the ship at any point.
And you wear your mask while you're on Castaway, like on the tram.
On the
and
tram.
in the shops, and cookies or...
Right. Anytime you're inside, but on the beach, there were no masks or any other time. And on the ship, you only wear them when you're inside. If you're out on deck, you don't have to wear it. Once you sit down at your table at dining, the mask can come off immediately.
How about the room attendant? How was that? Did they...
It was good. They all had masks on. They never came in the room when we were there. I had room service one evening, and you have the option of they ask you on the phone, do you want them to come into your room or do you want to? They can hand it to you at the door.
Zach had a good question in the chat about the app and using Wi-Fi. How do you not rack up a bill? Does the app just automatically connect?
Well, you put your phone on airplane mode, and then you log into Disney Cruise Line Guest, and there is no charge for that.
Okay.
But it just works on the app.
Just for the app, yeah.
And you can talk to other people in your party on the app.
So I could be like up on deck, and you could be in the room, and I could be like texting you while you're in the room. Okay.
Within the app. Sure.
Yeah. See, that's great.
Yeah, we did that. Now, if you do get Wi-Fi, my biggest suggestion is make sure you log out after every time you use it because...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my Lord Almighty. I had to buy Wi-Fi 3 times. And I wasn't doing anything but checking emails and just simple things. But I feel like the Wi-Fi was kind of crappy in general.
It's
a lot of
always
times the
been.
app wouldn't work for me.
Their Wi-Fi on Disney ships are always terrible, and if you don't log out, like you're best off of putting yourself also like on Do Not Disturb and setting up that you don't get any push notifications.
Oh, I learned that right
because-
off the bat. Took
yeah.
all them push notifications out because
that happen. It's usually the joke between Corey and I when we cruise together. Which one of us is going to burn through our Wi-Fi package first because we forget to turn it off? Because if emails are set to refresh every 15 minutes, and like sometimes we get people who send us emails with 10 megabytes worth of photos, and if your phone downloads it, it starts racking up immediately.
My first package, I bought the $19 one for like 100 megabytes. Is that what it is? And then that one ran through quickly. So then I bought the $39 one, which disappeared in 27 minutes because I forgot to turn the freaking.
Oh, jeez.
It was like 20. I'm like, so then the third one, I caught the hang of it better, and I did another $19 one, and for just checking emails to make sure nothing in my world was falling apart, and I learned very quickly and I knew that in the beginning. I had just forgotten to log out, after you're done, or you'll just chew right through it.
And again, with not having a phone, they took the wave phones out of the rooms.
They're gone.
So unless you have a smartphone, you're going to be doing a lot of running around.
Yeah.
When I talked to Cruise Line, they said, oh, well, the guests that didn't have the phone could just go down to guest services. And
you have to have an appointment for guest services.
And you have to do that. So that's, you would think they would have thought of it a better way to accommodate people who don't.
Right.
I know it's a small number, but there's still people who don't have a smartphone.
There are. I mean, there's people down in guest services. And speaking of that, made me think, if you're going to rebook while you're on the ship for a placeholder for a next cruise, that can be done on the app. Only if you're using the credit card you have on file with Disney Cruise Line. If you want to use a different credit card or gift cards, you have to go to guest services. You have to make an appointment. And I don't recommend doing that because I found from clients that have done this, guest services, they're not rebooking agents and they're giving you misinformation.
Oh, great.
So it was very easy for me. I used the app, I did my rebooking, and everything was fine. But if you don't use that credit card that's on file, it's a little bit more steps to go through to make sure it works.
But you had fun, right? The overall
I did have
experience,
fun.
Like
Look at my
did
nails.
you enjoy yourself?
Oh, I went to the spa. Aren't they pretty?
Oh, yeah.
It's so pretty.
Okay. How about porters? Did you use a porter? Did they do anything different with the porters?
They were there. But I didn't use them. It was a 3-night, so we didn't have to. But they were there, and people were using them. People were dropping off. Here's one thing I wasn't quite sure of. People were dropping off their luggage before they went into park and to do their testing, which I would not have done because
if you got turned
away
Yeah.
because of a positive test, and everyone in your party is now cannot get on the ship because one person's been, positive. But they were there, and when I got off the ship, they were there waiting. Hardly anyone was using them. But again, I think it was because it was a 3-night.
And what about when you got off the ship? Was it like the free for all that it usually is?
No, everybody was given luggage tags, and you got off by the color of your tag and by who was on your tag, unless you were express off if you were taking your own luggage, which we were. And there still was. I mean, we made it maybe 5 minutes in the atrium area to get off the ship.
Okay.
It was pretty easy. Trying to think what else. Craig?
I don't have questions, just snarky comments. I was thinking at one point, I was like, it would be great if they set up one crew member whose job was to be like the customer service of like a Walmart or a Target. Like back in the day before cell phones and kids had cell phones, when you lost your parents in Walmart, you would go up to the counter and be like, can you place the message?
It was Kmart.
I need to find my family. We had Kmart too. Little Caesars inside.
But I will say there were cast members absolutely everywhere. Oh, in an abundance. When you're going into the shopping, it was one way in, one way out, like if there's 2 doors going into the shops, and they will hunt you down like rabid dogs if you didn't sanitize going in.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this then. I know it was a different experience because of everything going on, but do you feel like you enjoyed it more or less than a regular cruise? Because those cruises are usually full, right? So
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Well, I
do you
enjoyed
think
it more because of the lack of people
right,
around me.
and that's right. It's very tempting. See, it was very tempting, but I'm so close to being able to get my booster shot that I'd rather have waited.
It's
for my
hard
booster shot.
to. You can't compare the two for several reasons. One, all the cast members are so happy to be back on. Not that they weren't happy and very helpful before, but you could tell there was extra joy of everybody just being back on
yeah.
the ship, And so, and also in the shows, they space out. Not every row is full, and you never sit next to anyone else.
What shows did you see?
Only Beauty and the Beast was showing. It showed 2 nights.
I don't know why my watch needed to interrupt us.
It's
It
we're
showed
all
2 nights.
responding to Beauty and the Beast because it is
My
not good.
watch literally said, "I don't understand."
And the other night was a movie, Nightmare Before Christmas, with
Okay.
special characters.
Oh, was it you
because
were
you're
on
on
a
Halloween.
cruise?
It was a Halloween cruise.
Oh, very cool. Very nice.
Yeah. So there's no trick-or-treating on the Halloween cruise.
They don't give you candy, or do they put it in your room?
They put candy in the rooms if you have children.
Okay. Baloney. I almost said a
I
bad
know.
word.
All I got was little dove
Oh,
candies.
God.
But yeah, but people dressed up. It was a lot of fun.
They still do towel animals.
They still do towel animals. I
Okay.
got one night. It looked like Jesus praying over the dove bar. Hang on, Rhino. I walked back into the room. I said, "Oh Lord, it's a Jesus towel animal," and I was just in shock. And seriously, hang on, you got to see it.
I was tempted. I'm around a person who's in a higher risk category all the time, so I'm like very cautious about some of that stuff. Like, but it sounds like it was a lot of fun and would be up my alley because of the least amount of people. Oh my. It does look
I'll
like
post a
no. It
picture
looks
of
like
it.
the Virgin Mary dolls. Dolls. That's probably not
So
what they're
there's
called.
the side
Statues.
view. It's
Yeah.
like a crazy.
Yeah. It's.
I don't know.
I
what
think
it
it's
is,
a
but
penguin.
I think it's a penguin.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say?
It
You're
looks
talking
like
about?
it looks like a little Jedi. Like,
I know
with
he
this
had his little
thing,
hood
like-
on. I walked in. I went, "Oh my Lord, what is
It's
that?"
the Bahamas are known for their penguins.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
But I never felt unsafe. I never
good.
felt crowded.
Yeah.
Everyone pretty much followed the rules. The pool time, you're allowed in the pool from what we noticed. 30 minutes in, the whistle blows and you get out and the next people queued up get in the pool.
See, it's so funny because like I would never even think to use the pool on the cruise. I guess.
I'm not
Oh,
either.
that's one of the best
But people
things.
were
I'm
queued
there
up
for the
for it.
food.
Standing there in line in the hot sun, uncovered, waiting to get into the pool. And
Yeah,
we
that-
only heard one gentleman fuss about getting out. He just got in and he.
Were you in the adult area or the family?
That was the
area?
family area we were
Okay.
watching. The adult area, I only saw the same 2 people any time in the pool.
Oh, wow.
Hot tubs were empty. I think what else? Ice cream, they serve you. Any drink stations, they serve you.
Were you still able to get like that stuff any time of day, like you would want?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's,
Yeah, you
that's the
could.
other thing. I didn't know if it like had to change because of the cast
No,
members manning
it's
it or
just, they serve you. You didn't touch any of the drink stations. And they were cleaning everything constantly. If
They
in the-
always were anyway.
They were anyway. The elevator, I especially liked because it was just me and my party. You couldn't get in with anyone else. So that was nice. You know how the midship was always crowded
Oh,
with
yeah.
people? That didn't happen. But again, it's because of the low capacity. So anyway, it was enjoyable. I would recommend it for anybody.
Yeah, I think Jackie in our meeting on Monday had said that she felt more comfortable there than she does at like her local Publix because she's like knowing that everyone is vaccinated, and then on top of that,
Oh.
because you can still get breakthrough cases, is that people are being tested while you're there and stuff like that, and so
And the cast members are getting tested every 2 weeks, I think. And they're taking extra precaution. But you're right. I did feel safer. My Publix is like a Wild West. They just coming at you without a mask, and it's just crazy. Yeah. And I still wear my mask out. Some people don't.
I wear
wear
it whenever
mine.
I go indoors
wear-
inside of anywhere,
Yeah, I do too.
and then if it's getting like too congested, like in the parks or something like that, I'll put it on when I'm in that
Well,
crowd
that's
and
like,
take it off when I step out.
The Sunday night before, the week before, we were at the Magic Kingdom. Well, you were there for that special dinner we had.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the fireworks.
The hot dogs, yeah.
Yeah, the hot dogs. when we left the park, we weren't required to wear masks, but I had mine on because I was shoulder to shoulder to people.
Yeah, you don't. Disney only requires it when you're indoors. But yeah, whenever you see that sea of people, I'm like, no.
It just dawned on me when I bumped into someone. I was like, oh, okay, my mask is on.
It's
Yeah.
just one of those things too, where it's like, even if it's not COVID, I don't want whatever everybody else
Right.
has. So I'm just like a germ person, so I don't care. That's why I'm like, there's a wonderful woman who sends me masks every now and then, Arlene Carter. You can
Oh, I know
you can
Arlene,
visit
yeah.
her Etsy shop is Dress the Park. People ask about it all the time.
She's
but
making masks.
I love. Oh my God, her masks are great because they have like a little slot in the middle where you can put the filter inside of
Oh.
it. So I like them, and then like I think she's got good designs.
I wonder if she'd do an
stuff like
Edna
that,
mask.
so.
I can't find an Edna
She-
mode mask anywhere.
I don't know. She
If
might
she
have
gets,
one actually.
yeah, if she gets the right fabric, she can.
Right.
I love her masks. She obviously, I wear them all the time too. So does Rhino, as he said. She literally hurt her hands trying to make as many masks during the pandemic because she was also donating them
Right.
to local hospitals and stuff.
She'd like give them to somebody if they didn't have. I literally have one right here.
Do you?
I'll just pull it out really quick.
Dig through your fanny
because
pack.
it's my Sani fanny. Yeah. So I
Your
have
Sani
it. Here,
fanny?
this is like this Robin Hood one. See, it's like cute.
Can I touch it?
Yeah. I mean, don't
Oh,
put your hand on the
and-
inside.
And it's ruined.
Well, I got my Lysol right here. The Sani fanny is complete.
Arlene's in the chat. She will give you.
Oh,
Well,
I
she
like
says
that
she
these
has
are-
an Edna one. She didn't say she'll give it to you.
I
but
like. Well,
she-
They're soft. That's what I
I
like.
like
They're
that this
soft.
is nice and long. I have a
They
couple
have a middle
where
tip in the nose.
where
too.
the ear portion is like so tight it just sucks it to my face.
Well, I got that. I got
you
the
know?
ear saver thing too. So I put. That's great. Is that she uses this thinner material, so it hooks right into those, so it doesn't
Yeah.
even pull in my ears. It goes around the back of my head. But
Well, cool beans.
yeah, and you know what? We're still in a time where we need them, so that's why I was like, I'm glad I still kept them all. Because
Remember
I'm like,
how long ago, in the beginning you couldn't find a mask or anything, and
Yeah.
now
and then we had that dip where there was like, oh, everyone was trying to get rid of them real quick, and now they're right back to like full price.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
I think it's here to stay for a lot of things.
Yeah, it's whatever.
And I'm-
It's not
and
like-
I'm,
you know what
you
I
know.
like? Because like that's the fun. Just have fun with it. Like this one's a Robin Hood one. Every time it's a conversation piece. It's the same thing as my
It is.
T-shirt. I like trying to match them with outfits. I like trying to. I don't know. It's like I don't think about it as restraining. I think about it as just adding a new type. Like I wear a watch or a bracelet sometimes or a necklace.
Yeah.
I wear a mask sometimes too.
And,
it-
and be
make it
kind to the
fashion.
cast members that remind you to put it up over your nose. I mean,
Yeah.
that's, they're not the ones that made the rules, but,
Yeah.
protect the cast members and the people around you. Wear your mask. the
There
way
was
you're
very little
supposed to.
of people, rule breakers on the ship. Everybody was just happy to be there.
I think I think with the like current like standards they have in place, where like having to show the proof of vaccination, having to do that, the people who have gotten vaccinated and doing that stuff are not usually probably the people who are gonna be
Right.
fussy. Not always. That's not always true, because I have members of my family I have to talk through situations sometimes. But I always find that those are the people who are more forthcoming and more. I saw a nice thing the other day that said there were like 3 reasons why we do it. It was like community, and I forgot the other 2. So clearly, it meant so much to me. I retweeted it though, but it was
Community.
from Rainn Wilson had it on his thing, and I'm like, it was
Rainn?
Yeah, it was from The Office.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah. But it's I don't know. It was community, kindness, and humility, and I was like, that's sweet.
Yeah.
And there were reasons, and I was like, and this is a poem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Well, I've got stuff to
Lord
talk
almighty.
about.
Oh, okay.
No, but I enjoyed the conversation.
It was a very good conversation, but you know
So you
what?
wanna talk about it?
What? Okay, wait. Here's how I'm gonna give you a wrap up though.
Okay.
What was your favorite thing that you did while you were on the cruise? Push somebody overboard.
I tried. She was hanging on to the.
she dug the claws right in.
My favorite thing, other than people watching, the dining.
Yeah.
For sure.
Was it all real good?
The dining rooms were good.
It's all real good.
I've never enjoyed the food on Castaway. Cookies.
What?
Nope.
Even cookies too?
Nope. Or Serenity
Wow.
Bay. Mm-mm.
Wow.
No, I've never been but I don't like eating in the heat.
So of the like 2 cruises I've done, one of them didn't go to Castaway Cay. So I've only really been to that island like.
But no, the
once or
food,
twice.
the menus are the same as they are pretty much the same, but the food was all good quality. Presentation was good. There was plenty of it. I won't tell you how many appetizers I got with each meal or how many, desserts. But
Hey, that's between you and your God.
me and my God,
And
me
the
and my
Disney
gut,
Cruise Line people.
me and my
Yeah.
gut.
I'm gonna show this. So this is like I wear these fanny packs in party. I see a lot of questions about it. Inside of here, I carry 2 types of wipes. There's a Clorox wipe. There is the hand wipes, and then inside of the other pouch, I have hand sanitizer, natural one. I like this pure old natural one. I have stain remover because I have ruined so many pairs of shorts because I'm a slob. A battery charger, and then I also have. Oh, not today. My body spray isn't in here.
Does this go on your fanny or in your gut?
But I keep a little poncho, and I keep there's gloves. I don't know why I have these. I can move on.
Exams
But I always
when
keep
you
an
need
extra
'em.
disposable mask just in case. But that's why I wear in my thing pack wherever I go now. I literally have multiple ones. And I just keep them hanging at the door. I've got two. I've got like a Stranger Things one and this one, and then I've got another one on the way that somebody got me, which was really nice. So I'm gonna make them fashionable. No, I wear them like sling bags across my
Okay.
chest. But I'm a sweaty human being. I try to wear them on my my fanny sometimes, but then I have a sweaty spot on my butt. So, Craig, what did you want to talk about?
Well, I actually wanted to talk about Disney, so I will.
That was my bag. I take to Disney. That was my conversation.
I'm kidding. No, I want to talk about Disney because I was at Magic Kingdom this morning checking out a lot of stuff. Of course, right after I left, they opened up the confectionery, which wasn't supposed to open until tomorrow. However, I'm real ticked off about this. I didn't eat a lot of stuff from the confectionery usually anyways. I have to be in the mood for sweets. But now that it's sponsored by Mars, they are literally throwing Skittles
I
and
saw that.
Snickers and M&Ms in everything.
Oh, geez.
In stuff that it doesn't need to be in. Like, I'm just like, I'm sure they will still sell like the Mickey Rice Krispie bars like normal. But I've always avoided the ones with M&Ms on the head because I don't want to mix that. I want Rice Krispies. I don't want Rice Krispies and M&Ms. But like they are going balls to the wall with the amount of Skittles that they're putting in everything.
I don't like
Hey,
Skittles.
taste the rainbow,
wants
buddy.
Skittles?
Taste the rainbow.
I don't, but they're not melty. I mean, you can't, like the confectionery was always my last stop before I left the Magic
Oh,
Kingdom.
really?
Every time, every time, caramel corn, and I like the Rice Krispies with a little bit of chocolate drizzle on them.
I'm with Craig that like I like Skittles by themselves, but the second you start adding the thing with the Skittle is like you got to work for that Skittle. It is a chew-a-thon. Like it's like throwing bubble gum. I don't know. I mean, we used to have bubble gum ice cream all the time as a kid, but I save all the pieces in my cheek like a squirrel and then chew them at the end. But it's like Skittles, if they're not the right temperature, also they're so difficult to get through, and they like the consistency doesn't match in everything they're in. But I did see that. There's somebody, I don't know, it's on our site. I think Jackie wrote the article, but it was that they're saying they have like 150 new food options for the 50th. And it essentially looked to me like they're going to basically add, I don't know if they were Skittles too, or if they were just like big, what are those called? They're not sprinkles, but they're like the circle flat one, the confetti pieces
Yeah.
that you eat them.
Oh,
You know what I'm
I know
talking
what you're
about?
talking about.
Yeah, like those things. It looks like they added that to everything. And they're like, brand new item. A Rice Krispie Mickey head. Brand new item. A Rice Krispie on a stick. Brand new item. A Rice Krispie circle with the thing. And I'm like, okay. You know how Disney loves to have that very like, well, technically these are all new, but
Yeah.
I just want regular savory food. But go ahead.
Yeah, no. So I want to paint the picture for Teresa on how overboard this is. So like now they're adding Mickey marshmallow heads that you can get there, but you can't just get like a normal chocolate covered one. You can get one with either M&Ms on it. You can get one with chopped Twix on them, with Skittles on them. Then they have chocolate fudge made with M&Ms on top and pretzels, chopped Twix on top of one of them, Skittles, a rainbow fudge with Skittles.
Wait, this is a marshmallow.
No, now I'm moving on to the fudge.
So like
with it.
fudge with Skittles. That's
Yeah.
a weird. That's a weird.
Fudge with Skittles.
Ew.
Then like they get into the Rice Krispie
This
ones.
sounds like you're
You
like
can't
uptight
mix-
parent swearing fudge Skittles.
Right? But it's like trick or treating. The minute you get home, you got to take the chocolate away from the fruity crap.
Well,
Because it taints the chocolate, right? I don't want anything fruity or colorful with my pure chocolate.
You know what? I love the idea of this one dessert, a sugar cookie pie. That sounds so good.
Ooh.
Like a Pizookie?
Until you read the description and it says a sugar cookie pie made with Skittles.
Yeah.
A pie, or is it? It's a
I
cookie.
think it's like a little tin cookie.
It's like
they
a
call
little
it.
cookie pie. Yeah, like
like a little
num
shoe
num
fly
cookie.
pie or
The
something.
num
Something
num
like a little shoe
cookie.
fly
like I think it's on that realm, but and then there's a peanut butter one, but it
then
uses
they put
M&M's
Skittles
peanut
on
butter in it. A chocolate cookie that has Snickers on top of it, and
Okay.
it's just everything because it is partnered with Mars. They are literally throwing Mars candy on every single dessert option they basically have there. A vanilla cupcake. Ooh, I want it just a nice
Totally
plain vanilla
changing the
cupcake
subject, but
With
still the
with
same.
Skittles.
Kathy, have you ever seen the foods that built
Men.
America? On there's a thing about the Mars man, the man.
Probably.
Mr. Oh, it's so exciting.
What's it called?
It's called The Foods That Built America. It's on the History Channel.
Interesting.
Tang.
I
And
would,
but they were talking about chocolates,
Which
and
is
Hershey
it-
was one of them, but
Hey.
and Mars was one of them.
Wait, I got a question while we're on the topic of Disney food here. Tang, is that not on the Space 220 restaurant menu?
Tang isn't?
I don't
I
think
did.
so.
I have not seen it on
Tang is
anybody's
not-
photos or anything.
Can you
It's
still
not
buy
as
Tang?
big a deal as it used to. Tang's like
Oh, Tang in the late '60s.
yeah,
Boy, we were
but you
forced
built
to drink
a
that.
space restaurant, and you didn't put Tang anywhere on it.
I feel like
That's
I
okay.
thought there was a drink that was used with it. Maybe I'm wrong though.
Moms, here's your orange
Maybe I was-
juice. Mom, that's not orange
Maybe you're
juice.
right. I don't know. I haven't been yet.
When we lived in Africa, Tang was the hot
The
thing.
big thing, yeah.
And my grandmother would ship us because the commissary
Tang?
would, yeah. And one time she sent it and there was like 4 jars in there.
With the
and-
orange lid.
Yes, but the jars had broken.
Oh no!
And we
so
were
you had
like
Tang
heartbroken.
ice.
Well, it was just cocaine with food coloring, is what her
Right.
grandmother was sending her. But yeah,
It was
she
it was
the
okay
beginning
back
of the
then, but
80s
they don't.
stroke.
I
Oh,
didn't
and-
know if you could get Tang anymore.
You
And
can. You can.
Can you?
Yeah, I think you can. Eli.
yeah, it's not as yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I think it's like not the same recipe situation. But
Well, it wasn't good then, so I don't know why it would be any different now.
And to make a correction from the podcast that I was on the last time, astronauts do not eat that freeze-dried ice cream that everybody goes, oh, free.
oh, you got to buy it. Yeah.
They eat Ben and Jerry's. They send up
Really?
they send up the
I love
real
that.
stuff.
God, I love Ben and Jerry's so much. After this last year or so, I want to. Here's what I want to do. Let's all move to Vermont and work for Ben and Jerry's. How about I just do it and then I'll send you guys the
There you
flavors.
go.
That
I
sounds
like
better.
Halo too. It's good.
Well, yeah, because you can eat the whole pint by yourself and not feel bad about it. That's
Well,
why I like it.
I do the same thing with Ben and Jerry's. I just do it quietly alone.
I still
there
have
is
more
a
stuff to
there
talk
is
about.
a Tang cocktail, but I want to hear more about the
What?
Skittles.
What?
Oh no, I'm
Just
over the
talk. What do you have
confectionery
to
now.
say?
I want to share stuff that I saw. So one of the cool things, I did go into Starbucks hoping to see what merchandise they had, and unfortunately, some of it was sold out. But the one thing that I do love is they have. Each of the park Starbucks has a 50th anniversary kind of mashup collection, and this is an idea of the one that you have in Magic Kingdom. If you're watching, you can see it. If you're listening, I'm sorry, I'll try to describe it. It kind of looks like a retro, the original kind of artwork for some of the Magic Kingdom. There's a big Mickey head, big owls on it, Tron,
Did you
Light
buy it?
Cycle Run. Well, that's the ornament. They also have a tumbler, and I did buy this tumbler.
It looks like right up your
And
alley. That's what I'm like.
yeah, it is. And unfortunately,
Where's
though,
that? You didn't bring it?
no, it's back at my house. I had buyer's remorse from it though, so I'm like, I don't know if I'll keep it or not. But I did buy it immediately right away as soon as I saw it. But Starbucks is going all in on that. There's another plastic tumbler that you can buy. There's pins at all of them,
And Figment is on the Starbucks pins.
yeah, well, Figment's on the cup. All three for Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Magic Kingdom have a big Mickey head as the front dominating one, and then the Epcot one has a giant Figment on the front of it. So I know you'll
He
be
drink
getting
coffee?
that one, Kathy.
Figment drinks coffee?
Yes, he does.
I imagine he does. He's like off the wall.
Yeah, that's
It's got to be caffeine. Like,
it's got some sort of uppers going on. There's just no
Something's
way he
going
is
down,
that
yeah.
happy. And then the last thing I want to talk about, obviously we're going to just go into 50th stuff over and over and over again. And like Rhino and I have to go check out the Vault collection at Disney Springs and see all the good stuff there. Everything is just starting to roll out so fast as it's leading up to the event. But I did go over this morning to check out the new lobby at the Contemporary because I missed that a couple days ago, and I cannot even begin to describe how beautiful It is. As soon as you walk in, that big round pole that was always right there in the middle, it has been completely wrapped with the designs from the Grand Concourse, including the five-legged goat, sheep, ram type thing animal on there. And so that's like the first thing you see, but it gets better.
I love the pop of color.
Oh yeah,
too.
no,
I
it
like
is so
that.
colorful.
It really adds.
But then you
Look
walk
at
in and
that.
you
I like
see the giant, beautiful Mary Blair inspired mural that is it's phenomenal. And this is on the opposite side of all the check-in desks. So you have the three check-in areas, and then on the opposite side is this, complete with the retro furniture and the retro pillows. It just it's all so perfect with it. And it's nice and wide open and spacious, beautiful contemporary artwork behind all of the checkout desks.
Seems very inviting.
It is
more
very
than it was
inviting.
before,
I
I
like
think.
it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it really is. And all the artwork, it's just this like perfect mid-century going into kind of the 70s, like late 60s artwork right before you hit the 70s. All of it it fits in so well with the design. And I love the different colors because it's all like, it moves from browns to then the bright
That's
oranges
70s
and
right there,
reds.
60s and 70s.
And even they included a nice little tribute to Mary Blair in
Oh,
there
that's
too,
nice.
which I love. The
That's
photo
sweet.
of her in front of her murals with more artwork on it. I like, you have to see it in person to truly appreciate it. You can really appreciate it in photos, but as soon as you see it in person, it's like, wow. And the whole entrance to Steakhouse 71, I didn't include photos of that too, but I went and took some of that as well too. And as you walk down the hallway moving into the restaurant, it's just all these photos of
Oh, wow.
kind of the building and construction of the Contemporary and Walt Disney World. And
I'm excited
God,
about
they-
that.
It
they
sounds
did a
like they
great
got
job.
one right for a change,
Yeah.
because usually they take away the
Contemporary is my
soul.
favorite.
Well, it's interesting that Lindsay in the chat here, Lindsay Sellers was saying it's kind of interesting why they didn't just theme the rooms that way, like the lobby, and they
Yeah.
did the Incredibles thing. I got to see it in person, but we'll see. I mean, I loved the Moana room that I saw at Polynesian, so I loved how they did that. It seems like the Incredibles maybe went like a little step too far with the Incredibles stuff, but I don't know.
I mean, it still has, even though it does have that very flat IKEA style look to it, it still has that mid-century feel to it, just mixed with the Incredibles. However, it is confusing that they basically say in the lobby, it's okay, we don't need intellectual property, we can just embrace our past in the lobby. But then once you get to the rooms, it's, we need that IP. If anything,
It's
like,
to hypnotize you while you're
doesn't-
asleep. It's like subliminal messaging.
And maybe it really doesn't make sense to me in that way, though. It's like you embraced it in the lobby. It turned out beautiful. And I'm sure there are going to be people who end up learning more about the history of the resort and have a deeper appreciation for that because of it. So why not just be confident enough to put it in the rooms too? I mean, when you book a resort, it's not just for the rooms. It's for the open spaces that you have. It's for the shops and restaurants that are there. You book it for everything. So it's now the problem is it feels like you have a disconnected resort.
Yeah.
That feels
It is a little
completely
odd.
different depending on which floor you're on. And that's not great, but I think it's beautiful. I can't wait to see the incredible rooms. And yeah, I'm excited for the 50th, but we're running out of time, Rhino. It's almost 2.
Yeah. All right. Goodbye.
Why? Seriously?
No, I was.
That
That's,
was it.
Okay.
You're sticking
I
with
don't know how to
that.
do it. No, that's fine. That's fine. No. We can transition from being on the show to not having it anymore right now. I don't know what the sentence was I started
What
there. But,
the heck was that?
No. Anybody have anything else they're excited about? Anything? Obviously, stay tuned. A lot of us are going to be in various parks on Friday on the 1st for the kickoff of the 50th. We already kind of know everything that's happening. I don't anticipate many surprises. I anticipate maybe some surprises, but who knows? But of course, food is a big part of this. So like Craig said earlier, if you're looking for like in-park content, we have our other YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/wdwinfo. And if you're looking for food stuff, we have our Disney dining channel, which is youtube.com. I don't know.
Disney dining.
Disney dining. Okay.
Oh, I thought that was
haven't-
it. I don't know.
Well, it's
.com.
it's newer, so I can't remember the second half of
Yeah,
it.
and I'm also going to mention too, because we're going to be so busy with in-park content. Don't expect for this week. Don't expect to see Off the Rails, Universal show, where we have a lot of other priorities this week besides those. So we will be back, and you want to see the 50th stuff anyways.
Yeah,
You don't
well,
want to.
it'd be
yeah.
a waste of effort, because here's the thing with YouTube and an algorithm. If he publishes a show that's an off the rails show, it won't matter, because then immediately 2 minutes later we have to publish a video of us at the 50th that is going to absorb all that. So it's like, why put something out there that not enough people will be able to enjoy and sit there
It's
and
only
have
the
that conversation
50th
with us.
once, so you got to enjoy it.
Yeah, for 18 months. You're only 50 once for 18
Yep.
months in a row. I'm going to remember that when I get to 50. And Craig is like, you would know birthdays.
I
That's what you sound like
I'm
at 50.
52, so I've already been there.
You're 52.
I don't like that he cut to you. That felt a little, that felt
She
rude.
said she was the one who spoke, so I cut to her. That's what I do.
I'm
sometimes slow with
enjoying
it.
my 50s. Wait, I enjoyed my 50s. Now I'm moving on. So
You are not. Okay, we'll talk about that later. I
I'm
was gonna-
60.
About that
I
on the
thought
Patreon
I am
no
10
way.
years
show.
older than the
No
Magic
way.
Kingdom.
I did not. I would never have guessed that. So.
And you know what? Okay, let me say something really quick.
Yeah.
I remember vaguely when Walt Disney World opened up, the Magic Kingdom opened up via watching Walt Disney on TV, right? And I remember at that time being 10 years old and thinking,
What's a TV?
what's a TV? What's a remote? Why do I have to keep getting up and changing the channels? No, I remember turning to my parents and thinking, man, we got to do this, right? And it was so exciting. And one of my classmates went in 72 and came back and told us of all the glorious, wonderful things that were going on that I didn't get
The
to
word
see.
of mouth days. Yeah.
Right? Word of mouth days that I didn't actually get to see until 1980.
Somebody
so,
shows up in school with a sweatshirt on, and you're like, oh,
Right?
why did you come?
No,
for
no, she had
vacation?
Polaroid pictures in the little envelope to show us. Remember those?
See, my thing was the you come back with that back scratcher. You know the one. Everybody's got
Oh,
it. It's
yeah.
got the characters on top of them. Giant plastic. Never. It actually felt more painful than it did anything else.
She had a keychain that was also a coin purse. Remember those where you push it? Anyway.
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Well, I am excited. I will say this: if you haven't seen it, I did a video last week for the Diz YouTube channel where I checked out the most recent drop of 50th anniversary merch, and I thought there were some cool items in there. So I'm excited to see what the Vault collection has today. I am not excited to have people grabby climbing on top of me, but it's gonna happen. So, that's what the Lysol bought. That's what it's for. It doubles, but no. But thank you everybody for watching. Again, like I said, stay tuned to all those channels. Make sure you are subscribed. If you're clicking that bell button, you'll get notified whenever we're publishing any of these fun 50th videos that I'm sure are just going to be coming nonstop over the next couple of days. And be sure to stop and say hello if you see any of us in the park. I hate getting those messages afterwards that say, I saw you when I was too
I
nervous
got
or afraid
one
to come over and
on
talk to you."
Twitter. I sat next to you in cabanas on the cruise, but my husband wouldn't let me talk to you.
Oh,
Let
geez.
me speak to you.
I'm going, okay, I need to talk to your husband.
Yeah. Well, that'll be how we end on it. So thank you, everybody, for joining us here today. If you like the video, click the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see all of our Patreon supporters over on Patreon in just a few minutes. Again, you can join in with us at patreon.com/DizUnplugged. So see you there. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great week.